Welcome back, Go Gretty here, and welcome to the 2023 Toyota Gazoo Racing Cup. It's round number 2, and tonight we are at Sardegna B, and we are in the GR Yaris. And the name of the game in tonight's race is go fast and save tires. Question is, can we do it? Well, you know what you're going to have to do. Stick around, check it out. All right, here are those race settings. 1X fuel, not a problem, but oh my goodness, that 18 times tire wear is going to be deadly, especially in this Yaris that has that little quirky behavior that it does where the rear end comes out and self-checks and goes back in and comes back out again. I don't know what the heck, no way that car drives like that in real life. Anyway, here's the lobby, opens up, great lobby. It's a top split lobby, got some good names in there, 361 points. Not so crazy that I can't possibly maybe get a 5th there and get that 300 that I'm always looking for. But first, you know, like as always, got to set the stage with that good qualifying lap. Now, this time I decided instead of trying to do all this gapping, I come out, see the mini map there, put myself with that red arrow way in the back where it wasn't in anyone's way, no one was in my way, so that I could finally just relax, set a good lap time. So we'll see if that actually works out for me this time. As I head out of corner 1, really happy with that. Into 4th gear, try to just stay tight on that apex there and then power out of the corner. And you want to keep the car really sound. Like you see where that arrow is pointing at that red dot. You don't want too much craziness going on. The red dot isn't going to be swinging all over the place wildly. I'm probably still putting in too much turning there. As the more you turn the car, the more tire wear you get. So you want to kind of get the car to rotate on its own and then keep that red dot from moving around very much. In other words, you don't want a lot of steering input. So here's I'm coming down the downhill section to go wide here so I can take a nice easy angle towards this, maintain the speed, get on the brakes halfway between the side and the curbing there, get down in 3rd. Try and cut as much of this corner as possible, get really close to that barricade and get back on the throttle really early to power up this hill. This car really struggling to get up the hill. Not a lot of horsepower. It's only a 3-cylinder turbo engine, so not a lot of torque down low to really power up that hill like that. Carry good speed. Wish I could have got on the gas a lot earlier coming into this corner. I felt like I lost maybe a couple tenths coming through here, and I think that's going to show up in my lap time. I'm going to brake here before those signs start on the right. Get down into the curbing there, carrying about 78 miles an hour. Wish it was closer to 80, so lost a few miles per hour there. But I feel like this is a solid lap. My best that I've done in practice was a 1:35.2. I run a 1:35.5. Really happy with that. Don't improve my second lap, but it ends up being good enough to start in P6. So near the front of the lobby. Really happy with that in this top split. Let's get to the race. All right, it is a grid start, but it's all-wheel drive, so I do not have traction control on, just the e-brake. As soon as the lights drop out, I let go of the e-brake, and we take off. Get a really good first gear launch just before I hit the rev limiter there. So awesome job on the launch, and then I slip in front of P7, the notorious, the infamous Smideen himself. And I know he's going to either send it down the inside or send it down the outside. So I'm like, you know, I'm just going to stay the inside so he can't push me off into the sand. So here he comes, and rather than push him into the sand, I decide, well, I'll just race him clean. Let's just let him get in front of me. He'll go wreck the guy in front of me. He'll end up off the track or dead somehow at some point in the race. I'm not too worried about it. And then coming into corner number 3, so I get on the brakes. He goes wide, so I go down the inside, make the move, make it stick, come out the other side. But I was like, you know what? Smy's not going to have any of that. He's about to send it here, so I keep the inside line. But, of course, he hits me, knocks me, gets the rear end coming around, causes me to go in the grass. I nearly take out 2 other drivers, trying to keep it as far to the inside as I can, not to force anyone off track after I got hit down the inside like that. Of course, I got so far to the inside to get the half-second penalty for the track limit violation. So, again, driving around Smideen is to your detriment. I should have just freaking rammed him off into the sand like I knew I should have, but I didn't because I was trying to race clean, and that's what I get. A half-second penalty at the start of the race. I'm sitting here in P5. Now, I would have been P6, P7 to start the race had we not had that little test there, but it doesn't matter because I'm about to lose all those spots and more. It's lap 1, and a half-second penalty in this car is brutal. Now, as I'm coming towards the penalty zone, I haven't taken many penalties in the lap race. And look, the whole car, the way it brakes as you go into the penalty zone, it caused me to almost destroy the wall right there. So I'm lucky I did not die there on lap 1. But even so, I'm sliding back from P5 now to P8, now back to P9. Lose 4 positions there. About to lose another one as Manny goes on by down the inside. So Manny down the inside, down into P10, lose 5 spots on a half-second penalty. Absolutely brutal. Managed to slip there in front of Mr. MCA, who gives me the, I think it was him that honked at me. Somebody honked at me. Probably for like driving Miss Daisy. I was going so slow. It takes forever for this car to get back up to speed. Now you see Manny there getting a little sideways there on corner number 3. Not good for the tire wear. Key to this race is going fast, saving tires. I learned that super early in the practice lobbies. Had an SS driver drop in a lobby with me, and just I was on his tail for 9 laps, 10 laps, and then all of a sudden he was gone because I had no tires left and he had a lot of tires left. And I was like, aha, the key is saving tires. So I'm trying to go fast and save tires here. And I'm really listening to, I got the tire screeching turned up all the way as Manny and Zwart get into it right there side by side, going into that right-hander. So trying to save tires while I'm trying to race with this pack. Very difficult to do. I must say, the guys that can do it, hats off to you, tip of the cap. It is no easy task. Now, I'm laying off on Zwart. I come up on him really fast here. I know he's got the half-second penalty. I do not want to go side by side with Zwart, knock him off track, or cause me to have any problems. So I'm going to be patient here. I'm going to play the long game. I know he's got the half-second penalty. He serves it. I get by him. What that does do is it holds me up a little bit. My exit speed was slow, so now I've got Mr. MCA right on my bumper, or my butt, not my bump. But if you look back here, I've got like 3 cruise missiles coming out. I feel like Tom Cruise in Top Gun. I need some shaft, some flare, something. So I'm going to brake as late as I can to try and hold off Mr. MCA on the inside, who I'm sure is trying to hold off Andre Sav down his inside. We both make it through the corner okay, come out the other side with no death. I do believe Mr. MCA picked up a half-second penalty right there. He cut a little too much of that corner, probably due to my car being on the outside. So I do appreciate MCA for not running me off into the sand there as he gets into my tailpipe. And I'm sure he's like, come on, Grady, we got to get moving. We got to catch up to these dudes in front. And I don't disagree with MCA, but man, I was shooting for 136 pace from here all the way to as long as I could go before my tires went out. I'm capable of 135 pace, totally capable, but I have to push the tires too hard to be able to pull it off, and I just didn't want to push them that hard this early in the race. I figured I was going to catch this group up in front. They're racing each other. They're, look at them sliding sideways, ruining tires. You got Smydeen in that mix of drivers, so I'm just trying to be as patient as I can to catch up to that group, again, without creating too much havoc, especially on that front right tire. So any turn that I'm going left and I'm putting all that pressure, all that weight on that front right tire, I'm trying to be as easy as I can listening to the tires. I'm hoping that, you know, I hear as little squealing as possible. I'm trying to brake a little early here and carry speed through the corner. Do an absolutely horrible job right there. I jumped in this race late. We had Mother's Day, so I did some cooking this. So I jumped in like 15 minutes before the race. I didn't get to warm up, and I felt like that hampered me a little bit in this race as well. I wish I had a little more time to warm up, but can't do anything about that now. You got to race with what you got, and Smydeen goes wide there. Gives me a really good run coming up the hill, and I'm like, oh, God, of all the people I got to pass right now. Finally coming back up towards the front. I got Smydeen behind me again. Doesn't get much worse, but luckily I was carrying enough speed, and his tires were dirty enough that I was able to pretty much just break away from him here. So he's not within launching distance, so not too much to worry about there. Now you can see that right front tire, about a quarter tire wear left, and I need to keep it at a minimum. I need, you know, I'm only a quarter way done with the race, so it's about where I want to be. I want to be a little bit better than that, but I had some bad corners, and well, it got a little more wear on it than I wanted to. So here on lap 5, I finally catch back up to Distinct Monty, and I'm trying to stay with him. Honestly, he's driving pretty quick right now, and I'm trying to evaluate how he's driving to figure out if he's going to have enough tire near the end of the race to hold me off as we're trying to catch up to this little group in front of us here. So I'm listening to his car, and I can hear his tires over mine. So I'm like, okay, I know he's putting in a little more tire wear than I am because he's really punishing the tires, like right here into this left-hander. I'm holding the brake, trying to brake as straight as I can, then slowly releasing it so the car is settled coming out of the corner where he's kind of twitching around. He's getting a little squeal, and even into the next corner, I was hearing his tires. So on to lap number 8. Got a pretty good run on him here. Now, Monty's going to go and protect the inside. Good defense there by Monty. Brake as late as possible and try and drive it around the outside. Super hard here. You got to have a lot of trust in your other guy, your other competitor, that he's not just going to run you into the sand. Look at him. Throws me the caution light. Says, thanks for the clean line through there, Gretty. Good, solid, clean racing there between me and Monty as we head through corner number 1. So I was really enjoying the racing right here. And again, listening to his tires, listening to mine, trying to figure out if he's going to be able to hold out. Now, I know I've got about a quarter tire wear left. It's not going to be enough. I figure I got about 2, maybe 3 more laps of tire remaining on that front right. So if I'm going to make a move, it's going to have to be soon. But Manny doing a great job holding me at bay here on lap number 9. And he's been holding me at bay, honestly, since when it was a lap 5 that I got behind him. Doing a great job driving under pressure is Monty. But I got to keep the pressure on while keeping that tire wear as minimal as possible. Because like I said, if you wear that tire out, it's going to all fall apart. That's why I wish I was further up. Like if I had still been in, that P4 position without, or P5 position without that penalty, man almighty. So get onto the back bumper of Monty there. I look down the inside, but I know I can't send it because that'll just give us both sliding sideways, and honestly maybe give Mr. MCA a chance to get back into the race with us. And I don't want that because we all know how fast MCA is, especially in these street cars. Man, he is really fast, and I feel pretty fortunate to be in front of him at this point in the race. So I'm just going to try and set up my pass, be patient. Got to be patient here. I've got to wait for Monty to make a mistake and then go for it when I see that opportunity open up, wherever it may be. And I'm looking for it around every corner. I really feel like his tires are really gone right now. He's not able to keep the car tight into the apex. He's drifting out wide, even though we're taking the corners at about the same speed. Now here, I kept getting too close to him as I was exiting there, so I couldn't really hold the throttle down. I was afraid I was going to hit him from behind. I didn't want to do a bump to pass. I wanted to pass him clean. So not as good an exit as I'd hoped, but still have a run on Monty here, heading towards P1. He blocks the inside line. He takes that inside line away from me. Smart racing there by Monty. Heading into corner 1 now. The car can brake well in a straight line, even with the worn tires. Monty knows that, sends it down the inside. Beautiful defense there by Monty into corner number 1. But I know I've got a little bit of tire left compared to Monty. So here I'm going to set him up to try and make the move on corner number 3. If he gives me room, he leaves it to the outside, so I send it down the inside, hug the inside of the track, and get it done there on corner number 3. Make the pass on Monty, who I know's tires are absolutely roasted. So I'm going to take that tire advantage, take it to the bank, get out in front. Now I got to get that 2.2 seconds back from party next door. And I've only got 3 laps to do it. On to lap number 14. That's down to 1.5. Can I reel him in enough on this lap to put the pressure on to maybe take back my original starting position to P6 before the end of the race? Well, I've got very little to work with, as my right front tire is now toast too. So my advantage is now gone completely. I have no advantage over anyone because my tire is roasted as well. Final lap, 1.4 seconds, only gained 0.2 in the last lap, heading towards the last quarter. Can I get a miracle, please? No miracles for Grady today. Party next door takes it well. Only able to gain a couple tenths on him as we head towards the finish line. I take home P7, lucky number 7. I started as door number 10, which means I was the 10th ranked driver in the lobby, so I will take that P7. It's not terrible. Not a terrible finish in this top split. I would have liked a 5th or a 6th, but I will settle for a 7th in this one. I'll bank it. I got 270 points. Not too terrible for how difficult it was to drive this car. So enjoyed the race. I had fun except for that very beginning, but once I got out with the other group of drivers, I had a good time. So looking at the standings there, I am in P1 amongst my friends, which is really good because I tell you, I've got some pretty fast friends, so that makes me pretty pleased. Now, if we look down at the domestic rankings in the U.S., I'm P11. That is not too darn bad. I'll take that. And then if we look at the regional rankings, I've managed to slip into the top 12. So look at there. Go Grady, number 12 there in the region. Because of that, I think I will set my goal for a top 10 this season. Why not? Let's go for it. Hope you enjoyed the action. If you did, hit the like and or subscribe. Come back, check out some more for myself. Go Grady. Y'all have a great evening.